We are live. Hello, everyone who's not here yet. Hopefully, some people will be here soon. I put something up. I was watching EBS and I put a super chat in to tell him about it. Everybody watching his channel at the time. So, hopefully, some people come by from that. Although I'm like 7 minutes late from what I said.
Non-pro.
So, how are you tonight? Oh, one sec, everybody. We have Bruce Patnaude. Is that how you pronounce it?
Well, close. It's just pat nod. Like
Pa-
pat your stomach and nod your head, and you'll have it.
okay. And Patnaude, and he has a comic book on Indiegogo called The Wreck, Into the Breach. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. It's a sci-fi action adventure comic. It's just a little slice of a big story. The main story, the wreck, is approximately 120 pages, but this particular Indiegogo is for a 24-page floppy. It's just a slice of the big story. It's a cliffhanger, and it's about a asset recovery team that's been contracted to go find this terraforming ship that was set out for Titan years prior. Powers that be lost contact with it, so they sent this team out to go find it and retrieve important information off the ship. And it's kind of like I said, it's action adventure. You get to see what they run into on the ship, find out why it's derelict now, and who else is after important cargo on the ship. So
Uh, so are you the writer, the artist? What are you on it?
I'm the writer. I'm the artist. I have one other guy he's doing the coloring.
Yeah,
He likes to go by Kohonomoko. He
yeah.
doesn't like to use his real name, which is fine with me. But yeah, that's it.
Um, if you want, you can send him the link to come in if he'd like. If he's not doing anything.
Oh, I'd love to, but he's in Spain, so I think their time difference is a little different. So,
Oh yeah.
so
Okay, that's no problem. And how did you guys meet up, you and him? Or
actually, yeah, I did I got I got on Twitter years ago, but I didn't pay much mind to it. I didn't do a whole lot with it. And then earlier this year, when I decided to do this project, I decided to use Twitter, like a lot of people do, as a marketing tool. So I noticed I wasn't receiving a lot of attention with my art. So I decided to go into fan art. And the first fan art piece I did, I think, was for Jawbreakers. That was back in May or June. And then
yeah,
I did a piece of Jack Irons fan art that he latched onto, that he liked and he wanted to color. So I said, yeah, sure, go ahead, give it your best shot. Everybody seemed to like it, and I thought, well, maybe I'll hook him up and he could do my project, because I had been looking at colorists and I just couldn't find one that jived well with me, that we worked well together. And this guy seemed to fit the bill, so
okay,
that's how we got hooked up.
cool. P.S. Melter's in the chat. He's somebody that I have on my panel sometimes, and he's in the chat quite a bit. And he just says, "Hey guys, and anybody in the chat who wants to ask Bruce a question, feel free." Um,
Hey, Melter.
I guess I'm not sure what else to do right now. Usually with more people, it helps.
No,
So
I understand. It's cool.
I'm slowly getting used to this. I'm gonna share the campaign right now. I could actually go through the video because you don't have any talking in your video, you just have music, but we'll let that go for now. And we got you're at like 42% funded. He's only asking for 3,500. He's got days left. Um, this is, I guess, your first campaign, and I'll read the overview as I usually do. Hired to find the cause of a failed and recovered invaluable data logs from the crippled, terraforming ship, an asset recovery team finds themselves in a struggle for survival against a rival group, an unknown enemy, an inevitable demise of the cargo. The Wreck, Into the Breach is a 24-page, full color science fiction action comic cliffhanger, the first part of a 120-page graphic novel.
Sounded great.
Thank you. Uh, Hello, adored Jesus. Yeah, it should be. The link to his thing is in the description, as well as his YouTube and his Twitter. Your featured one is $10. So what do you get for this $10? Let's see.
You get a digital copy of the book, you get a physical copy, and you receive a 6x9 black and white signed print.
Oh wow, that is a good deal for that price. Do you know how much the shipping is for?
Yeah,
Oh,
the domestic shipping on my on this campaign is $5. Most of the international is $10, which I'll probably have to fork over a little bit more money on the shipping if I get a lot of international. But the
I
five
don't.
dollars is about. Yeah, go ahead. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I was just gonna say I don't think you should be have to fork over too much for just a comic
Yeah,
because I shipped a print and a not a print some real artwork like original artwork that was almost like 11 by 17
yeah.
and that was to Italy and I'm in Canada here and it only cost me just like under $11.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yeah.
And there was a comic, like I said, original art and a comic in that. So and then with the material to the envelope and to make sure it didn't get damaged during thing, that was a couple extra bucks. So it cost me a total of like $15.
Right, right, right. Well, I've decided I was going to go with. I'm going to go with those. I can't remember what they're called. They're the comic mailers that fold over.
The
You can,
Gemini's.
yeah, the Gemini's. I've already kind of invested in those. Anticipating being successful on the campaign. So that's how I'm probably going to ship the books because not only do they work well for the books, but if you notice, I have a perk that you can get a T-shirt, right? You can also get a T-shirt with the book, and the
Yeah,
T-shirts will fold up real nice within that same Gemini mailer. So, and
yeah.
plus it
Well,
provides one.
we'll get onto that one in a
Yeah.
second. I'm just gonna say, you say we have Adore Jesus in the chat says, "Hey," you say, "Hey," back. He says, Adore Jesus says, "I want to get into making comics." Miss Gaming the System says, "Hey, Cross." Hey, Miss Gaming the System. And she says to Adore Jesus to subscribe to all the Gatekeepers streams. And I'm not sure whether you've heard about the Gatekeepers. Some of us in Comics Gate are doing an anthology, and we're calling ourselves the Gatekeepers.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
That's Good Dog Press, Tank Ferret, John Dillard Gaming the System, and there's a couple others. EVS is actually even going to be doing a page for it, and
No,
John Mayle.
that's good. That's nice. Yeah.
Okay, and you got to cheat. And here you got that $10 one was your feature. You got a buy-in rate for $3. This is good. A $3 buy-in rate. You get a digital copy. Did that is that the physical one from the $10 one signed, or is it just with not signed?
I'm kind of leaving that up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that up to the backer themselves. If they want me to sign it, I'll be more than happy to sign it. And I'll contact them when the campaign's over via email and find
Oh,
out if they want me to sign it. If they want me to sign it, I'll be more than happy to sign it. So,
okay. So a digital buy-in is $3, which is a good buy-in. It's a cheap buy-in. You know,
yeah.
you, you can't go wrong with that much little money for buy-in. Then we got $7 for a physical copy, and again,
Mhm.
it can be, and you get the digital, so both for
Yeah.
$7. These are deals, folks. You got to get in on this stuff. So, and if you guys have any questions out there for Bruce, feel free to ask. Uh, Physical copy. So, and you're seeing the artwork here. The artwork looks great. The coloring looks great. Uh, Now we got the $15, which is, well, you're just almost giving this stuff away to these guys.
Well,
This
I mean,
is
I know it seems fairly cheaper compared, it's cheaper compared to some of the other Indiegogos, but um, I don't know. It's just it's a personal choice for me because the book's only 24 pages. All right,
yeah,
it's not 48. It's not a hard spine or hard bound. Um, and I just wanted to make it affordable because it's more important. And I've said this on my Twitter before. It's more important for me that I get more backers, right? Because the backers equals staying power. If the more backers I get, the more support I get. The money's needed obviously because you need to print it, and I need to pay the colorist, I need to pay Kotomoko, and
yeah,
but in my mind, the more backers I get, the better off I'm going to be, and so I tried to keep the price as low as I could get it, so that I get more people enticed to actually buy in and give it a shot, give it a chance. So
yeah. What inspired you to, I guess, come up with the story? I guess I should ask too.
sure, sure. A matter of fact, I just got done writing this out for. I had an interview with um, indie comic showcase. They did the thing on Bleeding Fool. I think it just came out yesterday or something. But the story was actually a background story for a video game pitch. I worked in the video game industry for 15 years prior to this, and
Oh,
the company I was working for was looking for some sort of new property, some new IP to work with, and so I came up with this. It was called Fast, and it was a video game pitch for a four-person co-op game. And
oh,
so the story started out that way. When when they had trouble with funding, um, they kind of like rejected the idea just for the sheer fact that it was going to cost too much to produce. So I still own the story rights, so I decided to turn it into a graphic novel. So
cool.
yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. I'm not sure whether you know who Doug TenNapel is, the creator of Earthworm Jim. He has a
yeah.
channel
So,
here. He has a channel on here on YouTube, and as
mhm.
you know, he's created a bunch of video game stuff too. So or
Yeah,
helped
yeah,
create
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Eh,
Absolutely. I mean, I'm the age. I'm Doug TenNapel's age. Matter of fact, I believe I'm. So I grew up with Earthworm Jim.
Yeah,
You
same
know,
here.
yeah. Okay. So
Yeah, yeah, you. I'm just thinking it might be, a good thing to contact him. You might be able to get on his stream a bit too. You guys talk about video games and all that, and the creation of them and all that.
yeah, that would be pretty neat. I wouldn't be opposed to doing that for sure.
And yeah, for this $15 thing, you're getting two physical copies, a digital copy, and a 6x9 color print. Melter says, looks cool, and who wouldn't buy into this? That's very inexpensive.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. I tried to make it enticing so people would give it a look, give it a chance, and see what they could do. So
Yeah.
how they help.
P.S. Melter says, Doug TenNapel has Bigfoot Bill. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, that's his
Yeah.
comment. Yeah.
Yeah. For $30 here, you get a T-shirt of what's that say on the T-shirt there? The Wrecked Perks.
Yeah, that's a
Geeks.
yeah, it's a eight core recovery team crew shirt. That's on the back. That the logo is on the back, and on the front it says crew. So there's a if you scroll down through the campaign towards the bottom, you'll see the T-shirt, the front and back of the T-shirt.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
being
get
offered.
for
Yeah,
sure. You
yeah.
get the digital copy, the T-shirt. P.S. Melter saying he's going to buy the digital later.
That's great, Melter. Thanks, I appreciate that, buddy.
And up next, we got the $35 tier, or you get digital, physical, 6x9 print, and the T-shirt. For $5 more, you get like a print and the physical copy.
Right,
Man,
right, right.
this is a good deal. Wow, you're for the troops. Yeah, this is a one that I've seen a lot out there for the troops. And let's see, you're given 5 copies. Oh, cool. That is good. I think that's a good price for that.
Yeah, doing that through, I contacted Operation Gratitude. I think someone else is using that as well. I think the guys doing Hero were doing it, or Lone Wolf, one of them.
Uh,
But yeah, I contacted Operation Gratitude, and they basically gave me the instructions on what to do if I was to do that. So yeah, for if you order that, I send 5 copies to Operation Gratitude, and they send it overseas for the troops.
Now, I know Mike's is a little bit more, say Mike Miller. I think he's the one that started this for the troops. And I've been asking all the people with this tier because most of them say usually have a little bit less for the number of comic books. If you can send out more for, per cost for the cost,
Yeah,
are you going to be doing that or?
sure. I mean, yeah, whatever I can do. This is just the starting point for,
Yeah,
allow somebody to get a copy, and then I'll send 5 copies, basically with their money to the troops, and people want to. If I've got more to send, if I've got extra copies, yeah, definitely, because I know how much they appreciate that. So.
yeah.
hmm
So yeah, and that's a $45 buy-in. That's good price too. Your prices are excellent here. Oh, here comes the big one now.
Yeah, there's only 2 big ones. So.
And we got Mighty Geek says hello, Mrs. Gaming the System. PS Melter says hey, Mighty Geek, and then says Miss Gaming the System. Is John coming on, or is he busy being a good husband father? Last page of original art. What is last page of original art?
All right. Well, the majority of the comic has been done digitally. Okay. There's only 2 pieces of art that are being done traditionally, and that's the last page of this book and the cover, which is a wraparound cover. I'm offering both as a perk. So this one is the last page. It's the very last page of the book, of the story of this book. Original pencils plus 11 by 17 color print after the coloring gets done. So you get 11 by 17 color print of the page, plus you'll get the traditional pencil original art of the last page for that.
Cool. And you get the physical copy of the comic book.
Yep.
And all you have to do is tell them that you want it signed, and it's signed. And that's for all the times you get the physical copy.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah.
And let's see, we got the 500, which has already been claimed, so nobody can get that. The cover original.
Yeah, I was quite surprised that actually sold within the first hour that the campaign went live. So I was very pleased with that. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of people like original art from what I'm hearing. So, and
Right.
there is the front and back that he was saying about earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and this is about who you are, that you've been in the industry for a while. You've self-published 2 titles back in the mid 80s. Oh, what were they?
They were during the small press boom of the mid to late 80s. One was called Night Masters, and the second one was called No Ninja Man. I printed, actually published 6 issues of Night Masters and 1 issue of No Ninja Man before the industry kind of, if you were around back then, you'll know that small press comics back then were abundant. Like they came out all the time, a lot of number 1s, and it kind of put a stranglehold on the industry. And a lot of distributors went out of business during that time. Capital City, Glenwood Distributors, Multi Book and Periodical out of Canada. They might still be in business, but I think they quit dealing with comics, as far as I know. But these were all distributors that I had distributing my book or my books, and some of them, well, the majority of them went out of business and left me hanging for like about $3,000 that they owed me, and I could never
Ooh.
recover it. Yeah, so I kind of got out. I kind of got out of self-publishing. I couldn't afford it anymore. I was only 20. I was about 21, 22 when I was doing it. So
Yeah, that sounds like around what happened when the comic books first started really coming out in the late 30s, early 40s. That there was a lot of different comic book companies back then too.
right, right.
The cover for mock cover for the final, not final art.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
to kind of give an idea of what the cover might look like. That's not the final cover. I've actually been in contact with the guy that bought the cover, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be happy with the final result. So, but
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
I want to also state that I went with the excuse me, I went with a fixed goal. Um, and so, if people are not familiar with Indiegogo, because I had a lot of questions about this on Facebook. Um, if you're not familiar with the Indiegogo, with a fixed goal, if you don't raise the money to reach the goal, you don't meet your goal. Everybody that contributed up to that point will get refunded their money from Indiegogo. I don't get any of the money if I don't reach the goal. It all goes back to the backers. So
Uh-huh. And then I guess flexible goal, you get the money and
yeah, flexible goal, you receive the money. That's always a flexible goal. I think is always a good thing if you plan on, if you're gonna, basically write a check to cover the difference, and you're gonna do the book or do your project regardless of how much money you raise. So, so that's I went with the fixed goal. So
yeah. The art looks phenomenal here.
thank you. Thank you. I've showed 3 pages on the campaign page. I showed on Twitter. I've showed the splash, the double page splash for page 2 and 3. And since the book's only 24 pages, I'm really reluctant to show a lot of finished pages. So, but you can always check out my art on Twitter. I've got a Instagram account as well. If anybody wants to check out my art, the art style and the quality of what's going to be coming out in the book. And I think people will be really pleased with Kahonamoko's colors in the book. And
yeah. Are
so,
these his colors here or
yeah, those are his colors. Those are
cool?
his colors. Yeah.
Melter says that this reminds me of Fox and Raiden of Metal Gear. Did this or other games slash comics influence you for your main characters and stories?
Uh, uh, Fox and Raiden, not so much. Like the Metal Gear Solid stuff, not so much. Um, things like uh, oh, uh, Gears. Was it Gears of War? That video game. The Aliens movie for sure.
Yeah,
Cameron's movie. I'm just a big science fiction nut. I love all kinds of science fiction. The novel Armor was a big influence on things. I like stuff with body armor. I like futuristic things. I like space, and
yeah,
so there's been a lot of things that have influenced. But I think the biggest things for me influence of this story was probably Gears and probably Aliens. The second Aliens or the second Alien, which is Aliens.
yeah,
So yeah, so
yeah. I was just gonna say, Melter or Mighty Geek, if you got the link, if you want to come in and be on the panel, feel free. Let's see. I doubt we've got any sales, but you were at 1,485. Let's see whether you're still at the same. Probably.
that's all good. I like to talk
Yeah,
anyway. Well,
yeah,
I don't know if I like to
yeah,
talk, but I will for sure.
yeah. Um, I need to stop screen sharing for now. I guess with sci-fi being a bit of a influence, what's your say your safe favorite sci-fi movie?
Favorite sci-fi movie. Well, Aliens is right up there with it. Right up there towards the top. I like Pandorum. Pandorum was a good, I thought, good sci-fi movie. I actually like. It's not so much a movie, but it's based off a book. It's a TV series. It's based off a book called Leviathan Wakes. Have you ever heard of that? It's called the TV series is called The Expanse.
Okay, I've heard of The Expanse, and that's
Yeah.
what I was going to ask you next. What's your favorite TV sci-fi series?
The Expanse was a big one for me. I like that. I actually like the Netflix one that came out not too long ago. Oh my God, I'm gonna forget the name of it. Altered Carbon. Is that the
Okay, I've
correct?
heard of it, but I haven't checked it out yet.
I've heard of that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a one of the top 5 for me. I think TV series, sci-fi. It's pretty good. I heard that's based off a book as well. I don't think I've read the book. So.
Oh, I was also going to say for anybody in the chat, be sure to share this video and on Twitter and Facebook and all whatever social mediums. Let people know that we are interviewing or talking with Bruce of Into the Breach. I mean the Wreck, Into the Breach. What else?
Bruce, I was going over the campaign, and I got a Titan A feel about the story.
Oh, do you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's go ahead.
It's fun and it's serious at the same time. That's why.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Well, I mean, it is fun. Like I said, it's just it's a good. You've heard of the term popcorn movie, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is a popcorn comic, if you want to call it that. So.
Yeah. I say that because it's going to be a fun read.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And like I said, this is the cliffhanger for the overall story, the bigger story, and so yeah, I just want to get a feel of people will enjoy it. You always want people to enjoy it. You're not going to make everybody happy, but I'd like to think that a lot of people will enjoy it, and then want to see the whole story, because you're right. You're exactly right. It's a fun little romp, a little sci-fi romp.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and so what is your least favorite sci-fi movie and TV series?
Ooh, I don't know. There's been some stinkers for sure. I don't know if I want to single any out. Probably Starship Troopers 3.
Yeah,
would be one for me.
I've seen number 1. I haven't seen number 3 or 2, but I can see that being the case.
Yeah.
The first one stank, and I really don't know why they made 2 sequels.
Oh no, I know, right? The first one is good. And speaking of popcorn movies, the Starship Troopers, the first one was nothing like the book, right? I don't know if you've ever read the book, but
no.
But it was still a fun movie. It was very campy. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Being nothing like the book, though. If you want to get closer to the Starship Troopers, you probably want to see that the CG TV series they had for Starship Troopers. That was a little bit closer to the book, but yeah. So, how about you? What's your least favorite sci-fi
movie? Oh, I don't know. I do watch a lot of sci-fi. Least favorite? There's a lot of them out there. Maybe Starship Troopers, because it was all right, but I know there's probably worse ones, and I just can't think of them at the time. And
right.
And worst sci-fi series? That's hard to say, because I did a drawing of a sci-fi character yesterday on my live drawing, and I looked. I've done most of the big ones that everybody knows, and I looked up sci-fi TV series, and some of the stuff that they put on that list. I went onto a list of like the 100 top sci-fi series. They had like Elf on there.
Oh, really? Elf? Seriously?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I actually drew Elf last night, but they had like Knight Rider on there. They had like Dexter's Laboratory. And it's like, okay,
Nice,
I
nice.
really didn't think of Knight Rider as a sci-fi series.
No,
I saw that
I
more
would.
of a detective series, but anything else.
Right, right. Yeah, I wouldn't put that. I wouldn't put that in sci-fi, but I
yeah,
guess if they have certain boxes to tick off, maybe talking
Right,
car. I don't know.
yeah.
right.
I wouldn't have considered it, sci-fi either myself, but and there was a lot more like that. I was like, okay,
Uh,
Maybe Chitty Chitty Bang Bang is sci-fi. I don't know.
that would be. I would have to call that a little more supernatural than sci-fi because the car was possessed by a spirit of someone up here.
There you go. Yeah, yeah.
that would go into fantasy.
Yeah,
Ignition tuned in is in the chat, and he says change that background. I'm not. I think he might be talking to me for my stuff on the wall. Yes, it's coming. I'm going to be changing it up in the next, hopefully, week or so. Just because takes time getting things. I figure I want to put up on there.
What do you got going on? Is that your art back there?
Some of it, yeah. A lot of it's
Yeah.
from back when I was in high school,
All right, all right.
which was a long, long time ago. Some awards and all that I won at summer camp when I
Very
was
nice.
there. So,
Very good. Very good.
any questions from the chat for Bruce about his Indiegogo? Feel free to ask. Trying
That's
to.
because, that's because I've answered so many questions. See, there's no questions.
yeah,
No more questions to ask.
or comment or whatever.
Oh,
That's why it's good to have more people around. And you
Well,
can't.
I tweeted it out. I tweeted it out for you
Okay.
on my Twitter. So we'll
Yeah.
see if we get more people. But yeah, that's you know what, I admire all you guys who do all these YouTube channels and starting off from scratch. I know it's difficult. Has to be. Like, I have a YouTube channel. I have like maybe 11 subscribers, and I put on there, things I draw. People, I notice there's not a lot of people interested in that, especially if you're not well known. If you're somebody like Ethan Van Sciver or John Malin, of course you're going to get a lot more people wanting to go see, you
Yeah.
drawing or whatever. But when you're just
Yeah.
starting out, I know it's a long road to hoe. So
Yeah.
I admire that, that very determination to do it. And so I can
Yeah.
appreciate that work. So.
Well, you do have 12 subscribers because I subscribed earlier today when I.
Oh, sweet, sweet. How much further do I have to go to get that silver YouTube button?
Quite a bit. Oh, yes. And that's the case too, guys. If you want to go and subscribe to his YouTube channel, it is the link to the description. The link is in the description and his Twitter as well. That way you can contact him almost directly or tweet to
Yeah,
his page.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Ask me questions, do whatever. Always willing to answer questions about the project or anything, anything you want, or just post pictures that you do, or tell me my stuff is no good. I'll listen to anything. So.
Melter said he already did, so that means you probably got 13 subscribers.
Oh, nice. Now I'm moving up in the world. That's awesome.
Well, since it's a
welcome
comic
to the
book,
Teen Club.
what did you say there, Mighty?
I said, welcome to the Teen Club.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So since it is a comic book, although it's not superhero oriented, what's your favorite superhero?
Okay. Well, my favorite superhero by far is Iron Man, and it has nothing to do with movies. I've been collecting an Iron Man comic. I can remember I was probably 13 years old, I lived about 3 blocks away from a comic book shop, and I befriended the owner. And one summer, he hired me to help him knock out a wall between these 2 spaces that he was going to use to expand his comic book shop. And I remember it took me about 3 weeks. I worked probably, I don't know, maybe 2-3 days out of the week during the summer. He gave me $45 in trade, and I was able to get some Iron Man, some low-level Iron Mans. I had a complete run of Iron Man from number 1 to number 210. And then I got divorced. I've been married twice. So I got divorced from my first wife, and I had to sell the books. So I know. I really wish I had kept, because that was before Iron Man was popular, before the movie. And but he's always been my favorite superhero. I remember who was the big. He was an artist. I remember when the first appearance of the Blood Brothers in Iron Man. I'm trying to remember the artist's name now, but he was one of my favorites on the Iron Man. Then there was John Romita, and then Bob Layton did some Iron Mans. I think he also did Avengers as well, some Avengers back then. But yeah, Iron Man. To answer your question, not make it so long-winded, Iron Man. There you go.
Well, you'd probably like something I got at my Comic-Con that I went to this October.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice.
$2.
Oh, that's a far cry from those old. You remember those old figures? Iron Man, Captain America. I think they had a Batman and Robin one.
Yeah.
I remember they had the old cloth uniform. I can't even remember who made them back then.
I think they're putting them out again because EVS did a stream about that.
Oh, really? Yeah, I remember those. I had quite a bit of those. So
the great thing about this one, his mask comes off.
Nice. Does that look like Tony? Is that Tony Stark under there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Melter's saying he's heading to bed, got an early shift. I'll get my copy of Wreck tomorrow. Good night. Okay. See you, Melter. Have a good night's sleep. Have a good day at work.
See you later, Melter. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
And of course, with who's your favorite villain?
Favorite villain? There's so many.
Yeah, I know that one always stumps everybody, including myself.
This might not surprise you though, since Iron Man's my favorite. I do like the Blizzard. You remember him? Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Oh man, we got a true fan here.
I like more mainstream guy. Probably Dr. Doom is probably one of my favorite ones. But I do like for those are Marvel. DC, I do like Ra's al Ghul from Batman fame. So as a Batman, probably in DC, Batman's my favorite superhero from DC. I always loved Batman. So
cool. And I guess your maybe your least favorite hero.
Least favorite hero. Ooh. Squirrel Girl. No. You know what?
I saw that coming.
I just wanted to be trendy. No, I honestly, I've never read a Squirrel Girl comic. You see, I can't even say her name. I've never read a comic. I don't know hardly anything about the character. I've just seen some of the horrible art that goes along with it, and I see the general, I don't know, dislike for the character, and I can relate because I would not. I'm an artist, right? I'm an artist, so
yeah.
What drives me to pick up a book
in general?
What? I'm sorry.
I said you can call it what it is: general hatred for the character.
Okay, there you go. But as an artist, what what entices me to pick up a book is the art, right? I look at the cover. Does the cover look good? You know, and then I'll pick it up, and if it's a good read, I'll continue with it. If it's not, I won't bother with it. I'll just admire the art, right? So
Yeah, yeah. I remember when Squirrel Girl first came out. I seen her when she first came out, and she looked good. She looked decent, you know. And then they went all SJW on her.
oh, right. Yeah, they tend to do that with a lot of books now. I don't know why. I guess they think they're going for a new audience or whatever, but I don't know if that's panning out for them. I see sales figures, and it doesn't seem like that. But it seems in general the comic industry is not what it used to be, and who knows what that's, you know, you can attribute that to. But you know, I don't know how many people enjoy reading, you know, except for the old school fans, the core old school fans of comics, you know, that enjoy sitting down, reading a comic, you know, getting enthralled in the story, picking up issue after issue. I don't know how many of this generation there are people who like to do that. I'm sure there are some, but maybe the numbers aren't there anymore like it used to be.
Yeah, for sure. You know, the numbers
you
are way down.
You got to understand, most of the new audience are offspring of the original audience.
Right,
so they've had the originals and have to agree with their parents on it.
Right.
Yeah, because, you know, the parents teach your kids about it, you know. Not that they always end up agreeing, but, you know, for comics they seem to usually.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Unlike music, usually. Parents always say that music sounds horrible.
We're not gonna go into the that music is nothing but noise argument. I don't think we have that much time.
And I guess with least favorite hero comes the question of least favorite villain.
Yeah, that's even a harder one for me. I honestly, I can't even think of a villain that I just dislike so much that I don't even want to see it ever again. Maybe let me give that a thought real quick. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. No, you know what? I can't even think of one that I just dislike so much that I don't care if I ever see it again or not. But I'm sure if you let me walk through a comic shop for one day, I bet I could find one though. But
actually, I can think of one.
Shoot, what is it?
And that was what they did for the Mandarin in the Iron Man 3.
Oh, in the movie?
Yeah. They totally ruined the Mandarin in that.
Oh, I know. Yeah, for sure. When I watched that movie and then I saw that, you know, he was kind of a puppet. I'm like, man, they destroyed this guy. They destroyed this character completely. It's not anything like it was. You know what's it?
Totally destroyed the Mandarin.
Yeah,
that was wrong.
Yeah, you know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was saying, and that's the interesting thing about these movies, right? Is that people they get a different audience than the comic book fans, right? Movie fans, the comic book movie fans are probably a little different than the comic book, or the movie fans are different than the comic book fans, and so people go watch the movie. And then they'll go into a comic book shop and they'll say, "Yeah, I want to check out Iron Man." And then they go read Iron Man, and it's nothing like what the movie is, and so they're disenchanted with the comic. They get disenchanted with the source material, and it's like, I don't know. Obviously, they make more money off the movie, so that's probably what they're more concerned with. Sure. But it kind of does a disservice to the whole comic book and years of material that came before the movie. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So is that your only one, Mandarin? Is that your only one you're disappointed with, Mandarin?
That's the only one I can think of offhand. Yeah, but the only thing that redeemed that was there was a in one on one of the DVDs or Blu-rays they had a short clip scene. You know how Marvel was doing that at first on their
Yeah.
DVD. There was something where they visit him in prison. Somebody visited him in prison, and it seemed to be like a guy from the real Mandarin, and he a real Mandarin follower from the real Mandarin
Mm.
followers, and they I'm not sure what they did to him, but they were not pleased with him for
Right.
showing the Mandarin to be a joke. So
You know.
that's
Mm.
the only thing that sort of redeemed that.
I got you. Yeah, you know, Iron Man 3 was just pretty much a disappointment for me, the whole movie. To be honest with you, I didn't enjoy it very much. You know, the lack of Iron Man as Iron Man, you know,
Yeah.
the whole Pepper Potts storyline, and then of course Mandarin. I don't know. I thought that was probably the worst of the Iron Man movies, if you ask me. So
Oh, we got
Yeah.
Joshua Hughes in the chat and says, "Is Rick the Mandarin?" Hmm.
Mm.
No, I am not the Mandarin. I wish. Well, no, I don't wish. Maybe I wish for all those rings because give you a little bit of power. What was I? I was thinking something just a second ago. What was I thinking? Jeez, something about Mandarin. Oh no, about the three thing. That's the sequels are bad enough, a second one, but it seems like most if you get a third movie, they all get even worse. If
right.
the sequel's half decent, the third one just most of the time is really sucks. Like
Yeah.
the the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, Iron Man 3.
Spider-Man. Yeah. They put and that when they put too much in it.
Oh yeah, you could you could turn that right on a sci-fi, right? You have Alien,
Mm.
which was a really good movie. You had Aliens, which was kind of a different take on the whole Alien
Um,
franchise, but it was good. But then you had
yeah.
Aliens 3. You had Aliens 3, and then you had Aliens
Uh,
4 Resurrection, which was a horrible movie. And so
Yeah,
mm.
and the third one with third and fourth, but the third one with the where Michael Keaton started out as Batman.
Oh,
oh
that was
you
Batman.
Batman and Robin, I think it was.
that was the George.
Batman or
That was the
Batman
fourth. That was the
Forever.
fourth one. Batman Forever was the third one.
Yeah,
What I
Right.
hated about that one was Two Face.
yeah,
Right. Yeah, because the second one with Michael Keaton was with Penguin and Catwoman, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. Yeah, and then the George Clooney one was the Batman with the nipples on the uniform, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and
Sometimes they go too far, and they probably should just
Yeah.
hop on their head.
I'm trying to think of. But yeah, it seems like the third one's always uh, suck. They get the odd time somebody gets a good third one. Like I'm trying to think of a good third one offhand.
It certainly wasn't the Matrix third one.
Oh
No.
no! Again, there's another one that
Yeah,
totally blew it.
yeah. They could have probably just left that at the first one, and it would have went down. Went down in time as a very good movie. But
Yeah.
they had to
Probably
make a
would
two
have.
and a three.
Probably
Well,
would have, but everyone
uh,
was starting to use the special effects technology that it used, and just kind of wore everybody out on it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
uh, trying, oh well, for new people in the chat, why don't you give a 1 minute pitch about your book again? Since that's what a lot of ways what we're here about. There's seems a couple new people in the chat at
Sure,
the
sure,
moment.
sure. Hello, new people. If you haven't heard, The Wreck is the Indiegogo campaign for a 24-page sci-fi action adventure cliffhanger romp. That's a mouthful right there. It's about a team, an asset recovery team hired to go recover some important data off a derelict terraforming ship sent to Titan years earlier. And now it's adrift in space, seemingly empty. But when they get on board, they find some other interested parties. So, without giving too much away, that's in a nutshell what this little slice of the bigger story is all about. So, we got some really cheap buy-ins on Indiegogo on the campaign. So,
yeah, let's look at those again for a little bit for those that have yet to see. I'll hide, bring it up. We got his featured one, which is $10. You get a digital physical copy and a 6x9, and all you have to do is say that you want it signed. $10, $5 shipping for the US, $10. I think you said elsewhere or international.
yeah, international is $10, $5 for domestic. So, yeah.
So there's a good deal. You can get in on it with a $3 buy-in, for digital, which is good. You can't go wrong with $3.
No.
You almost spent. That's like the price of 2 coffees or 1 coffee if you're going to Starbucks.
Yeah. What is it? Grande, Vera Grande latte, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I make my coffee at home in a coffee pot. So
Yeah.
I'm boring. So
Yeah, same here. Well, I don't drink coffee that often, but usually it's at home. And of course, $7 for a digital and physical copy. These are good prices, good buy-ins. Let's see. 15, you get 2 copies, digital, and a color print as well. You get a T-shirt and a digital copy for $35. Oh no, we missed the $30 one. That's for $30. A T-shirt and a digital copy. For $35, $5 more, you get a color print and the physical copy. So.
Yep.
And as you can see off to the side, the work here is really good. You get let's see, 45 for the troops. So there's another good buy-in. You have at least 5 copies to the troops, and you get your own copy and a digital copy. And there's only 20 of those, so you're gonna have to act fast. This is up for like 20 more days. Last page of original art. That means he's said earlier he's doing it all digital except for the cover and for the last page. And if you want that last page, $200. And you also, what you're gonna say?
Yeah, no, you get the last page is original piece of art. It'll be pencils because I'll ink it digitally. So it'll be the pencils. It'll be coated so it won't smear. Then you get a 11x17 color print of the page after Konomoku colors it, and you get a physical copy and a digital copy. So,
and of course, there's only one of those to claim.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's only one last page.
Yeah, that's right. There's only one.
And that's 200 plus shipping. Does shipping change with these for price or for bigger packages?
Yeah, I believe the shipping on that was $10 domestic and $15 for international. I believe, if I can remember.
Yeah, well, that's still good, and here's what he's about. Any help is appreciated. I guess that's your main character. What she looks like under the mask.
Which one?
Right here.
No, that's one of the A-Corps team members. That's Nikki. Nikki's kind of a badass. She's a smaller individual, so she makes up for it by being more ferocious, a little bit more fierce. She's just one of the team members. You have Logan, you have Bjorn, you have Nikki, you have Will, and you have Sam. Sam is Samantha, basically. She's the one in the armor that is the on the piece of promo art where it looks like she has the pink lens in her helmet.
Yeah, the purple pink.
Yeah, Yeah, that's Samantha. So
Oh, maybe you can tell us about all the main characters. No, there's
sure,
not pictures of them all up here, but
sure. So you have the ACORE recovery team consists of, in this particular story, consists of 6 people, 6 individuals. You have the field members. They're Logan. He's kind of like the field manager. Um, he's the leader, like the squad leader, if that's easier for you. Then you have Will. Will is the kind of like the tech expert. He does all the hacking. He does all the software stuff, some of the hardware things. Um, Bjorn. Bjorn is kind of like the heavy hitter of the team. He likes to carry a bigger weapon. He's kind of like your typical lughead type guy.
a
And
tank type character
yeah,
as
yeah, yeah, yeah.
or the muscle. It's like,
He's yeah. If you want, yeah, exactly. He's the muscle. He's the you don't mess with anybody because you have to go through him kind of guy. You have Nikki, like I said, Nikki. Um, she's she's small, but she's fierce. That's how she makes up for it. She has a gigantic chip on her shoulder, and she's always out to prove that she's just as good as everybody else, and she usually is. So, and then Samantha. Samantha's a newer member of this particular team, and so she's spends a lot of the whole story, just trying to make sure that everybody trusts her like they trust the rest of the team. And then there's a handler, like an overseer type person. Her name's Angelica. She doesn't go into the field, like she doesn't go on the excursions with them, like on the ship or whatever. She stays back, monitors communications, kind of helps direct traffic, if you will. Um, and This is their story. This is their story about finding the Argo, which is the name of the terraforming ship, and breaching it, going hence the name Into the Breach, kind of introduce people to the story. Getting on the Argo, trying to do their task, complete their contract, and then running into some trouble, finding some surprises on the ship after they get on. So
cool. Are all the characters in armor like this, or is their armor different, or do they all have armor or spacesuit or whatever this is? There's a
right.
question: is this armor or spacesuit? What?
It's I refer to it as a kind of a combo. It's a body armor, but it acts as a spacesuit, so they can operate in different environments, and that includes a zero-G environment or no breathable air, things like that. So that's what the helmets are for. All the armor looks the same except for the helmets. The helmets are different. They're unique to each individual character. They vary in shape and the lenses that are on the front. So you'll see. Let me see. I might be able to. I think I posted something like this before. Let me see if I have that image. Could share it with you if you like.
Yeah. Let's see.
Let me find it. Let me find it. And I'll let you know here.
So just like the Ninja Turtles, you've got them differentiated by something on their head.
Yeah. Well, I was writing the story, and I had a kind of like a proofreader. I have a couple people always run my stuff by, just so that they can, keep me on the straight and narrow, make sure I'm not doing anything. Well, you could call them editors if you like, just to make sure I'm not doing anything stupid or outrageous or, something that's not going to make sense to a reader, things like that. So let me see if I have this. Thought I had it right here. Yeah, here we go. Okay. All right, I have this. I don't know if you want to.
You have to screen share it yourself.
Yeah,
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 you
yeah.
gotta go over to the side and hit the green button on the left side of the Hangouts. The green screen says screen share. If you go over top of it, oh, there you go.
Wow, wow, that's freaky.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
is that working? Is that working now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here's the helmets of the different team members. So you have Logan here. He kind of has the lens on the left hand side, smaller lens. Will looks like he's got more like electronics equipment in the front of the helmet because these helmets act where they work on external visuals. You don't have to look through a visor or anything. They project a HUD inside the helmet. So
Sensors bring you what's in front of you. They show you on the
yeah,
inside of the helmet.
yeah, exactly. And Nikki's here has the more swooped head of the helmet, kind of like Sam does as well. And they differ just by the front of the lens on the front of the helmet. And then Bjorn has a kind of a big bulky helmet, kind of like Will, but he has one big giant lens on the front of his as well. So, and then I have this other picture here. This is what I sent to Kohonomoko for a color guide, basically. And you'll see that they vary in color depending on who it is. So Bjorn has the blue, Logan has the green, Sam has the more, I don't know, mauve, purple, pinkish, whatever. Nikki has the orange, and Will has the more red lights or whatever. So,
Cool.
yes,
Very cool.
And you got some better color on the back there and on the wrist. It looks like too on that one picture.
yeah, they have, and that's purely for visual. I just wanted to spice it up a little bit. So they have their running lights just in case. Like in this case, as you can see, Nikki's back is facing the reader, so you could tell by the illuminated parts on her armor on the back and on the back of her hand. So you can still tell who it is and what's going on, things of that nature. So
cool.
So I think now if I can just, I don't know what I'm doing.
There should be, if you go down to whichever browser you're in, there should be come up on the side there something that says stop sharing. If you bring it up, it's a little bar.
Does that work?
Okay, you did it.
Sorry, I don't do a lot of these. Apologize.
Oh, no problem. Everybody's learning, right? So
yeah.
We've been
a learning curve, so
yeah.
Take your time.
I've been doing this for like about 4 months, a little bit more than 4 months or something around that time on a regular basis. So I've learned a lot in that time. Heck, I just learned today how to get this one little tool on the side called Control Room. I just learned how you get it on. I had to sign up for Google Plus with this account. I had it on my other account, but not on this account. And it's like, okay, why don't I have this one thing?
Yeah.
And I found out today. So
Nice.
with that, I can control volume of everybody, that's on my chat. I'm not even sure whether it gives more. But it gives you a lot more stuff to do. So.
Right.
So I can't think of anything else at the moment, and we've only got like 2 viewers, and I think one is me because I got the chat open on a different window.
Right. Yeah. Well,
so it seemed to be a slow stream today. Usually I get a lot more than this in on a Saturday night for these streams, but hopefully a bunch of people will watch it in the after thing, and you'll get some more, money.
Yeah, that would be good. No, I hope I didn't kill your stream. I mean, being on here and nobody showing up. I think other people. I think I think John Malin's got one going on with
He does.
T-Bear,
Yeah.
Black and White. So I'm sure they're attracting a lot of people. And then
Yeah.
so, but yeah, hopefully people will watch it later on. I hope.
Yeah.
I'll
Well, you
keep
know you're
plugging
gonna
for you.
you're gonna have another a copy sold tomorrow of the digital for the $3. So
Yeah,
it's a
it'd be
little
great.
something.
Yeah, that's
I
great.
think I think I should be able to back it at the $3 myself too. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Likewise.
that's great. I appreciate it, you guys. Appreciate it a lot. Every little bit helps for sure.
yeah, it gets you
It does.
slowly bring up to that fixed goal.
Yep, yeah. I got 20. I think I got 20 days to go. So I'm hopeful we can get there. So
Okay, so Mighty, you want to say where everybody can find you and all that?
Well, everyone can find me lurking on your channel or find me at Mighty Geek Studios. Find me at
all
Mighty
right,
Geek 21 on Twitter.
Mighty Geek 21. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
on Twitter. He's
right.
just
Right.
On Twitter.
videos here on YouTube.
All right. I'm looking it
Yeah.
up right now.
And I was going to get you to tell everybody where they can find you as well. Although your links are all in the description, but
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can find me on Twitter at Art Claude Bruce. Same for Instagram. I got an Instagram account that I keep fairly updated, and yeah, the Wreck has a Facebook page as well. It's under the Wreck actually. So if people still do the Facebook, I don't know how many people still use Facebook, but
You'd be surprised.
yeah. So yeah, just follow me. If you got questions about the project, any kind of questions, feel free to hit me up. I'm always.
and you're also here on YouTube too.
I am on YouTube. I'm going to try to be I'm going to give a more concerted effort to try to get up more videos. I'm just trying to feel my way to see what people like and what people enjoy. Do they want to watch me draw? Do they want to watch me talk? I mean, I can talk about a lot of things. I like football too. So if people ever want to talk football, I'll do that too. So,
what's his name? Antonio Bryce. He does a fantasy football league on his channel.
That's
yeah.
That's pretty
so
cool.
yeah, you might be able to talk with him about that too, or whatever. Get on his channel once in a while talking about that. But something I heard from Mike Miller. You got to talk about what you're passionate about on your channel, or do what you're passionate about, because you know whether you're passionate or not about it. So.
Right. I have a Twitch stream that I haven't done very much of lately because I find it very difficult. I find it very difficult to talk and draw at the same time. I'm not that talented, right? So, but usually if I'm drawing, I'm head down drawing, and I forget that I'm trying to entertain people at the same time. And
if you have your camera focused on what you're drawing, that's all most people are going to come for.
Really, yeah.
It's just nice to be able to have the chat somewhere where you can see him respond to the chat every so often.
Right. Well, I'll keep practicing. How about that? I'll keep plugging away at it and see what happens.
Well, the thing is, if you're ever notice I'm on and you come in the chat and you want to jump on, just say, "Hey, Rick, send me a link," and I'll send you a link.
All right, sounds good.
And you can draw. You can either draw digitally, just screen share, or draw digitally, or whatever.
Right. All right. I will do. I appreciate you asking me to come on too. I'm sorry there wasn't more viewers. Maybe I scared them away. I don't know, but
I don't know. I don't know either. It's just
Saturday.
It's each time it's different,
right?
But so like I said, hopefully in the after views you get some more promo for yourself.
Yep. And like I said, I appreciate it. So
yeah. And I guess everybody can find me here, obviously, here on YouTube. Also Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and DeviantArt. All my links are in the description. I also have my own webpage for my comic stuff, so check it all out. And the links for Bruce's stuff is in the description along with his Indiegogo. So all you have to do is click there and go over and buy in for whichever one you want.
Yep, everything's appreciated.
So we'll catch you all later. I'll see you all Monday because I don't stream on Sundays usually.
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody. God bless.